Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. I just got distracted. um, my name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey, hopefully. This is the reading for the 3/6 human design profile, the martyr role model. If you don't know what your profile is, there's a link in the description for you to get your human design body graph, and your profile will be listed on there amongst a plethora of other information specific to your design. Now, no matter where you are in your awareness, knowledge, experiment with human design, these messages are meant to be, an additional channel to receive a message or an additional source of information. Because not every 3/6 is a Capricorn or a Libra. So, of course, be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings. I usually do those first, so those are all up and ready for you. And if you haven't already done so, I would love it if you subscribed to the channel. It helps get the videos out there. It helps me grow, of course, too. Both things we love. And I have a vent. Like I need to yap for a second. So, also, okay, let me just, I halfway feel like, okay. Anyway, sorry, I feel like I kind of had like an aha moment, and if I remember it in a couple minutes, I'll mention it. It would be the last reading that I did that I'm not going to talk about this in any other reading ever again unless it comes up. But I was using CapCut to edit videos prior, and they recently made a pretty drastic change to their terms of use or terms of service, whatever that's called. And it was pretty crappy. Basically, if you upload any content to CapCut, they own the rights of it. Like they can use it for whatever purpose they want to use it for, as many times as they want to use it, and they don't have to compensate you for it. There's no risk or liability on them for it either. And I feel like that's like siphoning energy out of people. And I'm so over these companies doing, like, as if enough things in our day-to-day lives don't siphon energy out of us. They're literally stealing your creativity, your time, your energy, your literal content with no exchange. Like, it's so off balance. Like, it pisses me off, like I said. So I'm not going to use them anymore. And if you use CapCut, I wouldn't use them anymore either. Like, if you upload a video and you use a copyrighted audio that you don't technically like have the license or the rights to use, and let's say CapCut uses that video for whatever purpose they want to use it for, and they get flagged or dinged for copyright, they're not on the hook for it. You are. So anyway, the only thing that I ever edited with my videos anyway was that I would usually make one intro video, because like my brain doesn't understand that I'm not, like, I am technically repeating myself 24 times, but it's like the first time I'm saying it to you in this video, right? So like my brain is like, we've already said this. And I'm like, but we haven't said it for this video. So it's just going to take a little bit of an adjustment. Also, I think it's a good opportunity for me to just really kind of hone in on what I want to say at the beginning of a reading, not to just like keep going on and on like I'm doing in these readings. So Anyway, okay, yeah, I just got distracted again. So yeah, I would make one intro video and I would put that, I would edit that into the beginning of every video. And I would also like take out any extended periods of time where I was just sitting here staring at the cards, not saying anything. So any extended periods of time where there would be silence, or also too, like sometimes it takes a couple minutes for cards to come out while I'm shuffling. I would edit out like those 2 minutes or whatever. Sometimes my dog freaks out because somebody's walking by and he has to protect us. I take that out. If I, for whatever reason, get up and walk away from the desk, although I did discover that my camera has a pause button, so if I ever like walk away from the desk, I'll pause it. But yeah, I mean, I was just kind of, trying to like polish a little bit. But what is so interesting about this whole thing is that I found out about this change to CapCut on the day that Mars went into Virgo. And that's my third house of communication, amongst other things. That's also where my moon resides, and I'm a Cancer rising. So like my chart ruler is in Virgo, which is where Mars just went into, which is about communication and literally the way that I quote unquote like package my communication to you guys just like went up in flames. And, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? Like, I kind of spiraled for a couple days. There was a program that I was using prior to CapCut, but it was so time consuming to do the little bit of edits that I wanted to do. And that's kind of how I ended up finding CapCut. And are there other programs? Yes, absolutely. I downloaded DaVinci off of like multiple people's recommendations that I saw on Reddit and on that TikTok video. But it's so professional. Like, it's more than, like, CapCut to me was like that, just right space. And I'm sure those other programs are great. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to learn, like a whole new, ooh, just two? No. Okay. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Thank you if you but yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like I keep kind of like veering off course. You would think that by this point I would have also like honed in what I wanted to say about this, and I haven't. So, Mars went into Virgo the day that I found out. That's my third house. And like I said, I did kind of spiral for a couple days because I was like, how am I gonna like put out these videos? I can't just put them out there like the way that they happen. So it literally took me 2 days to finally come to this realization that this is actually for my betterment, like for the highest good of literally anything and everybody involved. It is quote unquote forcing me to show up more authentically, which I want to do anyway. Virgo has that perfectionism syndrome thing too. And I was trying to, right, like package these videos to be quote unquote perfect. Again, like I'm under no illusion that they were like pristine and like, super profession, like all whatever. But I felt good about it. Like I felt like I could take out my, like what I was judging myself for, I could edit those things out. And now it's raw. We're raw dogging this thing. Because truly, however these videos happen, it's going straight from camera to YouTube. So any interruptions, any background noises, anything, it's going to be in there. And like I said, I have to trust that that's only beneficial for you receiving the message, for me giving the message, for the growth and expansion of this channel and this space also. Not to mention Jupiter is in Cancer. Like I said, that's my rising. Neptune and Saturn are in Aries, which are squaring each other. So that's my 10th house of work, and like how I show up in the world and how people like view me and stuff. So it does feel like vulnerable. So anyway, that's my ramble. Expect periods of time of hot mess express. That is loud as hell. Dang. Some big ass military plane. I don't know if you guys could even hear that, but that was loud as hell. There's an Air Force base not that far away, so sometimes those big ass planes do fly over. Anyway, so let's talk about you finally. Duh, right? Like, thanks for letting me talk about me, but let's talk about you. So what do we have for our martyr role models? Also, we only take the cards that actually come out of the deck. If they flip in the deck, I don't take them seriously because we want commitment. We want certainty. And if they just flip in the deck, they're not serious. They're not committed. Like that. The Empress. Bro, I don't even know if I've seen the Empress. Through all of the, 12 readings of the human design profiles. Beautiful. I love that to start, too. Where is Venus right now? Does anybody know? What am I doing? Astro.com. Okay. Whoop. With transits. All right. So Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon are all 6 degrees, 4 degrees, 3 degrees. Ooh. All in Cancer today. Oh, because there's a new moon. Duh. There's Kazemi with Jupiter, and there's a new moon today. That is hilarious. Okay. Duh. What was I looking for? Venus. Where is it? Taurus. Hello, babies. We have the Star card. Hello, babies. I love that too because, so Venus is in Taurus, which is, look at all these, bro. Oh. Look at all these major arcana cards. The Empress, the Star, the Hanged Man, the Fool at the bottom of the deck. The Ten of Wands. Yeah. Mercury is opposing Pluto. Is it? No, not quite. It will be. Anyway, look at all these major arcana cards. Venus, Uranus, did you tell him? Thank you. Saturn. I'm like, wait, what's the like traditional rulership of Aquarius? Duh, Saturn. And the Hanged Man, I believe, is Neptune, which is Pisces. The Fool is also Uranus. Anyway, Uranus is at 29 degrees Taurus. So that's going to be moving into Gemini here soon. I don't know the exact date. Neptune just, moved into Aries, and it's still sitting with, oh my God, are they like right on top of each other? Saturn. 2 degrees. Saturn is at 1 degrees. So yeah. Man. You know what I would especially love to know? When are things not gonna be funky? I saw this video about Vedic astrology, and they were talking about the next year and a half being a shit show. Which, a year in the grand scheme of things is a blip, but it sure doesn't feel like that when you're in it, Anyway, okay. The Empress, the Star, the Hanged Man, the effing Fool. It feels like there's this expansion that has been going on, this growth, internal growth is how it feels though. It's not necessarily, I would think that the Emperor would be more outside, outside of you growth, but the Empress would be more personal, more personal development, really discovering yourself, really taking care of and nurturing yourself. The Empress is usually depicted as being pregnant, but in the realm of tarot, pregnancy represents, literally the creation of anything, creating something out of your own image. It's making opportunities, it's creating abundance in your own life, literally giving birth to a creative idea or venture type of thing, and even the whole fostering its growth, incubating it, giving it energy, giving it, your love, your time, your attention, so that it does have the capacity to blossom, literally, or even actualize into the physical plane, because right after the Empress comes the Emperor. So, this is the internal growth, And then the Emperor would be the external growth. So I love that. I fucking love that. Like how that's coming through. That is so beautiful. Like, what is the thing that you want to create? Even, how do you want to go about the expression of it, right? Like how does the energy, like signature of it, intertwine like with yours? Like I'm getting this like vision of a, like DNA. What is that? Like a double helix, or what is that, what that's called? It's nice to have my laptop here. Yeah, refers to the twisted ladder like structure of DNA. Cool. Ha. I love that I got that right. Like I love that that was dropped into my brain. It's like truly you were meant for this thing, or that again, this creation being born out of your own reflection, which truly everything should be, right? Like any creation that we create, like, I don't know what other word for that, but it should be born out of your own image. Like when somebody tries to copy you, like they can copy the I guess like the formula, right? But like there's no copying the heart, like the soul of the thing, which is why like in most cases it doesn't last very long for them. Like they can see the potential and want that for themselves, but it's not in their DNA. It's not created out of their own image, so they can't replicate it. They can't continue to copy it, right? Which is why it's like, just stay in your own lane, like which is a form of energy siphoning, right? Like, which is what I was complaining about with CapCut. But I'm curious actually what the book says about the Empress. I don't think I've actually read the book about Empress. Fertility, femininity, nature, abundance. The Empress crouches amidst the ferns, letting her life force flow into a glowing flower. The Empress represents the Earth Mother. She is the embodiment of femininity and the bringer of new life and growth. Her energy is both nurturing and sensual. She takes delight in seeing other beings flourish and thrive, and fills all things with pleasure and deep. Go on. I also feel like, is there somebody playing music or something outside? Hold on. Okay. I totally forgot that this chick was coming to pick up this plant that I had listed on Facebook Marketplace. And I saw somebody pull up and I'm like, that's weird. And then I was like, oh shit. Anyway, okay. Sorry. Where were we? I was reading about the Empress. Okay. Her energy is both nurturing and sensual. She takes delight in seeing other beings flourish and thrive, and fills all things with pleasure and deep fulfillment. If the Empress appears, it is a sign that you should take some time to focus on creative expression and the sensual world. Finding a way to devote yourself, whether to another person or to a creative project, is what will benefit you right now. Yeah. It is a lot of like, getting clear on, right? Like what, also to like, even like what is trying to come through, or like what is trying to grow even, like, because no doubt there's an intuition about it, right? Like it could be something that is just like a little birdie that's like floating around your energy field, like not an actual bird, but like just a little, do this, do this, do that, it could be, of course, something that you're feeling in your intuition, in your gut, literally. And again, it's like, how do you want to go about expressing or even creating that thing? And then we have the star card next to it, which is hopes and dreams. Trusting the process. This is like the literal goal that you're chasing, creating, going after, right? Like pouring your energy into. I see the star as being like the literal space between the 5D, where we do like co-create, and we get that clarity, and we're like using our creative juices to like, what are the possibilities of this thing, like what excites me about it? What do I love about it? Like, again, how do I want to pull it down into the 3D, which is the other side, right? So the star is like right between the 5D and the 3D. And it's, the merging point. It's the idea, the clarity, the creation in the 5D, and then us in the 3D taking actionable steps, doing the things to pull that energy into our physical world. It is trusting the process. It's also like believing that it is possible. Believing in it, believing in yourself too. Taking those steps. True. I mean, she's literally flying through the sky with her arms like outstretched towards the star here. And she's literally almost got it in her hands. So it's something that is within reach. And with a hanged man, like maybe this is something that has been going on for some time. There's like, my eyes immediately went to these pumpkins, which to me feels like fall, right? So maybe the completion or the culmination of these things will happen in the fall. I keep hearing like October, but I don't know if that's just because of like Halloween pumpkins, But the hanged man talks about suspension, delay, waiting, it's like there's all this energy over here, right? Like this desire to create the thing that you want to pour your energy into and go after. And then there's like kind of this holding period, or like this waiting period. And also, I'm curious about the hanged man, because I don't think that hasn't come out in any reading either. So I haven't had a chance to read about it. I'll read about the star card too if you want me to. A jaunty young man dangles from a tree by his ankle above a pack of sleeping wolves. Oh, I didn't even see the wolves down here. The Hanged Man has given himself freely to his situation. He smiles despite the discomfort of his pose and the danger of his surroundings. His skin is exposed to the teeth of the beast below if they choose to wake, but he hangs calmly. When you draw the Hanged Man, it is time to succumb to your situation. Release the reins and trust the flow of events around you. It is not a time to struggle for control of your surroundings. Be at peace and trust the universe. Trust yourself. That's a thing too, right? Like you have to like release any expectation or attachment to the outcome. Because like, you know, if we have expectations, when we set expectations or attachments to outcomes, right? Like if it doesn't happen in the way that we expect or that we are attached to, we see it as being a failure, you know, like, or we completely miss it altogether because it wasn't in a way that we expected it to be. So it's like, just be in this energy and be open to how it is actualized or how it shows up in your life. I even think too, like with the wolves down here, which again, I didn't even see. I didn't even see those things. But it's like, you know, how is your brain perceiving the experience, right? Like if your brain is perceiving the experience to be scary or dangerous or whatever, right? That like that's how you're going to make decisions, is from a place of fear and a place of doubt, versus like the book was saying, it is not a time to struggle for control of your surroundings. Be at peace and trust the universe. The Hanged Man also talks about seeing things from a different perspective. So truly, like, whatever the situation is that you are either in or going into, it can't, like, don't allow it to register as like danger or again, fear or doubt, right? Like allow yourself to see it from a different perspective. Even, okay, I know, but like I was saying about me spiraling over not being able to like edit my videos the way that I want to, right? Because my expectation, what I've come accustomed to is CapCut, and it was really easy. It was not time consuming at all, you know? And it did what I wanted to do, and I could package my, you know, my videos in a specific way to present to you guys, right? And now that is out of here, like, it is, you know, I did have to like change my perspective to, this is actually, first of all, you're safe, right? You're fine. You're not being attacked here, right? I mean, the wolves are sleeping. You're fine. It's like being aware of your surroundings, but not being either like affected by them or not attaching a story that hasn't happened yet, but it's like based on old experiences, right? That's beautiful. And then the Fool card, flying towards the sun, which is happiness, joy, bliss, rejuvenation, literal life. The Fool is a leap of faith. It's trusting the process. This whole thing, this whole reading is like, you are heading into this like beautiful time of creativity, expansion, growth, becoming, right? But like literally these like constant reminders of like trusting the process. not perceiving threats that haven't happened yet, but just because they're threat shaped, right? Like, don't worry about it until it happens, right? Like, because too, like, if it doesn't happen, great. I would have wasted all this energy worrying about it. You know, this is beautiful, dudes. Good for you. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm going to leave it there. The only reading that got all major arcana cards. Big stuff. All right. I will talk to you soon. Bye.